is a presentation of TFNN.
Welcome, folks, to half of the Money Masters. Tom O'Brien is enjoying his vacation. Absolutely. He is soaking up some sun. He's going to come and have to get a little sun. Otherwise, there's going to be a huge divergence. We're going to have, somebody with a nice-looking tan and me, just because these lights inside the studio, they just don't do it for you. Folks, thanks for joining us. Right now, you've got the Dow up 47 points. You've got the S&Ps up 6. Composite up 14, small caps up 4. And, folks, you can always watch us on Tiger TV. Go to the homepage at TFNN.com. Click on Tiger TV. You can watch this show live. This show here specifically is archived on channel number 10, I believe, so you can always catch the archives. We want you to be able to watch it on Tiger TV, folks, because you can see our charts that we have on the screen. Of course, I'm saying ours, so I'm doing it in the spirit of Tom being here with us as well. He would be loving this market for sure. I'm sure he is, although I know he's having a little bit of a data connection. I think he needs satellite in order to be able to really run his system. And while he is on vacation, he ought to not be reading a newspaper or taking a look at a market. Wouldn't you say? Sometimes you just have to get away from this stuff. And so, again, you can watch us on Tiger TV. You can always get that on your mobile device or your iPad. You can bookmark that. Just look on the right-hand side of the TFNN homepage, and you can go ahead and bookmark that area. And then we're just one click away. So, again, you got the Dow up 44, S&P's up 5, Composite up 13, small caps up 4 as well. And, I always feel fortunate to be able to come to you and do these shows. I mean, this is I'm living the dream, folks. I hope that you are doing what you love to do as well. And when you do that, it's nothing but energy. It's nothing but energy that is contained within inside you. And so yesterday, fortunate enough to do a Tom show from 4 to 5. I'm going to do that again today. Kate Stalter will be filling in from 5 to 6 today. In fact, Kate will be following this show today. And then we've got Victor Jones from 12 to 1 doing the options hour. Now, if you didn't catch the 4 to 5 show, I want to just share with you stories. I love stories, if you will. And this story, Tom and I, we've got Tiger Metal Exchange, so we're in the gold business. And if you're looking to buy or sell gold or silver bullion, there was a cool segment that was done on CNBC last night. Don't know if you caught it. All about gold. Bob Pisani, I think, did the special, 30-minute special. You should go ahead and record it and tape it. Very cool story on gold, if you will. Certainly, you got the opportunity to see all of the gold backed by the GLD. Now, it wasn't necessarily an audit that was done, but one heck of a lot of gold bars. In fact, I'm sure that much of the metal that we go ahead and we recycle here. So folks that, are interested in selling their jewelry or what have you, we've got a great system, great, honest, high payout system for you to take advantage of. I'm sure that some of that gold has probably ended up in the vaults inside the GLD as it's gotten melted down. So makes sense that I would tell a story of a goldsmith, right? And so around 23 A.D., there was a goldsmith, and he brought this very unusual dinner plate to the Emperor Tiberius. And Tiberius is one of Rome's great generals. In fact, he conquered what now is most of Europe. And along the way, he amassed a fortune in gold and silver. Makes sense, right? I mean, that was the currency back then. Still a currency today, if you will. Now, the goldsmith, as he presented the plate to Tiberius, he claimed that this metal was from plain clay. Okay? Plain clay. Got to, make sure you understand that. And he was using a secret technique. And it was a formula, he said, only known to him and God. Well, now, folks, Tiberius, he was this financial expert, right? Not only was he a great warrior, a great general, if you will, but he was a financial expert, right? Because he held on to all kinds of gold and silver. In his mind, he was Fort Knox, if you will. So all of a sudden, what went through his mind is that his gold and silver might not be as much if this secret got out. So instead of embracing this goldsmith, what did he do? That's right. He beheaded him. He cut off of his head. And as it turns out, folks, that shiny new metal, you know what that shiny new metal was? It's aluminum. That beheading, back then, 23 A.D., meant that 2,000 years that the world was without that, that metal, if you will. In fact, aluminum didn't reappear until the 1800s. And even then, it was still considered to be rare. In fact, so rare that Napoleon III, when he was giving a dinner party to the King of Siam, if you will, all of his honored guests, and there were many more than just honored guests, but all of his honored guests, folks, were given aluminum utensils. So the honored guests got aluminum. You know what the other dignitaries got, don't you? They were able to eat with gold, if you will. That's what they used back in those days. They used gold forks and knives. Ooh, that would be a beautiful thing. Now, you see, aluminum's rarity comes down to this, folks. It comes down to chemistry. And here's kind of an amazing statistic. Now, you know, what Tiberius understood there, because it was coming from clay, if you will, is that behind oxygen and silicon, aluminum is the third most abundant element in the Earth's crust. It makes up about a little over 8%, 8.3%, I think, is the exact number of the weight of the world, if you will, that aluminum has. And so today, it's a cheap metal, right? Each of you probably have it in one of your drawers right around your kitchen. You don't ever think of saving aluminum. You use it, you throw it out, if you will. And it was really the creation of a breakthrough technology. That breakthrough technology, folks, called electrolysis, which occurred back in the 1886 time frame. It was created. Now, there were a number of different people working on it, but I'll give credit to the American chemist Charles Martin Hall. And that changed everything. That changed everything. We went from something that was, in abundance, if you will, but now truly in abundance with regard to in everybody's life, in everybody's home, if you will. And the thing here is history is absolutely littered with tales of what I'll call these once rare resources, if you will, that are only made plentiful by innovation. In fact, when I talk to people, especially when I meet somebody new and we're just simply talking about business, just sharing what's going on, good, bad, or indifferent, one of the questions that I'll often ask them, and it's why I did a free workshop that all of my clients have access to, it's on their members page. One of the first questions is, who are your dream clients? Because those are the folks that can absolutely change your business. But what I also ask, and I did this as we toured around the country, is what business are you in? And that understanding what business you are in has such an impact on what your focus is. And in this case here, technology absolutely changes our business. You see, when I consider technology, I also consider it to be innovation. And so you can take something that was once a sacred or a scarce resource, if you will, and you can turn that into a resource of abundance. Take a look at the charts and the data that we have available to us versus 10 years ago, 25 years ago, if you will. Absolutely huge, folks. And to me, it's all about being able to raise your standards. The reason why you ask that question of what business are you in is to make sure that when you show up each day, whether it's in front of your screens or what have you, that you are in the business. Now, I say you are in the money management business. You are not in the trading business. And that is a huge difference. That is a huge shift, and it's what I like to look at. Take a look at the cell phones. So here's some interesting statistics, and then we're going to go to Rick in British Columbia, and we're going to take a look at pot. Pot? Oh, I guess he means potash, if you will. Okay, so we're going to go to Rick in just a minute, but take a look at cell phones out there. Do you remember your first cell phone, folks? Now, I can remember my first cell phone. Actually, they got two different things. My first cell phone, actually, you could pick up and you would put in like a igloo cooler, if you will. But the first real cell phone, if you will, was that Motorola brick. Did many of you have a Motorola brick out there? It was actually called the Dynatac 8000. But I know it didn't take long for us to come up with the name Motorola brick because it felt like a brick. You were picking up a brick, sticking that to your ear. But wasn't that cool? Wasn't that amazing innovation, if you will? Now, over the past 20 years, wireless technology, the internet, has become so affordable to almost everyone. And so much so that if you go over to Africa, Africa has actually skipped an entire generation, if you will, when it comes to telephone technology, because you don't see their areas. If you drive around, whether it's in Canada or you're driving around the United States, you see all kinds of wired lines out there, right? In Africa, you don't see that. What Africa did is they've just simply skipped the wired aspect, the Ma Bell aspect, and went right to cellular technology. You realize that mobile phone penetration is growing exponentially. And when I mean exponentially, I mean that's fast. That's why I like to be able to use rapid learning techniques. That's why you want to be able to learn how to compress decades into day. In 2000, only 2% of folks had cell phones. A couple years ago, it was up to about 30%. Do you realize that by 2013, we're just talking next year, we're talking a little over a year from now, 70% of the planet, 70% of the planet is going to have cell phone technology. I mean, there's a Maasai warrior right now that has a cell phone. I guarantee you, he's got a cell phone, And do you realize that with that cell phone, he's got more information than our president did 25 years ago? In fact, if he's got a smartphone, if he's got access to the internet, folks, he's got more information available to him than the president did just 10 years ago. So, you know, I'd just like to go back and take a look at utilizing these frames of references. You take a look at Apple, right? It's all about Apple. If you take a look at Apple and where Apple is trading right now, you've got Apple trading up about $5 out at 556. Who was the company before Apple that was out there? Who was it? It was Sony. We'll go back maybe and we'll compare Sony's charts out there, okay? Because, you know, do you remember the Sony Walkman compared to, you know, your earbuds, if you will, in your phone? You know, Sony was the company that absolutely had control of the marketplace. But do you think that Sony was asking what business that they were in? I guarantee you that Sony missed a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. We can go back and we can take a look at time and time again when folks don't ask themselves, what business are you in? And you can't just ask it once. You've got to continue to ask it and be prepared to understand what's going on around you. And folks, what I want you to do is I want you to make a shift. You are not in the trading business. You are not in the investment business. This is all about money management. It is all about probability. And the probability is we're going to go out to Rick in British Columbia right now. Rick, thanks for calling. Thanks for holding. How you doing this morning?
Not too bad. How you doing yourself this morning?
Good. Did you ever own a Motorola brick?
No, I didn't.
You didn't? What was your first cell phone? Do you remember? You had to remember your first cell phone.
Oh, it was a T-Bo or something like that they call it. I've only had a cell phone for about 2.5 years.
You have? Oh, I love it. Well, you are a Canadian Maasai warrior who's got access to everything. But stay tuned, Rick. We'll be coming back from break. We're going to go take a look at potash and anything else that you want, folks. 877-927-6648. You got the Dow up 49, S&P's up 6, Composite up 14, small caps up 4. If you owned a brick, give me a call. I want to talk to you. We'll be right back, folks.
X-Story Gold Mines, an NYSE Amex-listed company trading under the symbol XG, is slated to be the newest gold-silver producer in Argentina. X-Story is forecast to produce more than $250 million in bullion annually, beginning in 2013, at a cash cost of less than $200 for each ounce of gold produced. That forecast will make X-Story one of the highest margin operators in South America and a sector leader in the mining industry. X-Story has $50 million in its treasury, having spent over $60 million to date on drilling and engineering. The ultimate size of its Argentina discovery could be determined by year-end, as results from the 6 drills operating at the site are fully assessed. To find out more about X-Story Gold Mines and their exciting growth potential, click on their banner on the front page of TFNN.com or check them out on the NYSE Amex under the symbol XG.
TFNN is proud to bring you the cutting edge of investment newsletters. Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks. Ken is a top-down investor who lets price and volume in the major stock indices tell him when to be in the market and when to be out. By using his unique blend of fundamental and technical analysis, Ken will protect your hard-earned capital while realizing breakout gains. Go to TFNN.com today, click Investment Newsletters, and get Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks free for 2 weeks.
You take a hands-on approach to managing your investments, and whether you're bullish or bearish on U.S. Treasuries, the ETFs from Direction Shares are there to help you seek to maximize your returns. Bull ETFs for a rising market and bear ETFs for a falling market. Direction Shares gives you the tools for both sides of the trade. Discover how we can help at DirectionShares.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction Shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction Shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction Shares at 800-851-0511. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors employing dynamic strategies. Investors in the fund should understand the consequences of seeking daily investment results, understand the risk of shorting, and intend to actively monitor and manage their investments. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC. folks, turns out my best student became my best teacher. Steve Rhodes absolutely raised my standards, and I'll guarantee he'll raise yours.
Thanks, Tom. What I've learned is that if you want more, you must become more. And that transformation, folks, that occurs the moment you decide to become a master. Now, the quickest way to mastery is through immersion. And for 2 solid days in Denver, Boston, and Tampa, I'll create a new standard of wealth for those few trader investors who have a burning desire to succeed. At my Master Trader course, I'll teach you how to create the ultimate money machine. These are the best-kept secrets in the business. Roadblocks, folks. Dabblers give up when they first appear. Stressors last just a little bit longer, but masters expect roadblocks and achieve extraordinary results when they bust right through them. I have all the benefit of knowing the type of wealth creation that I can generate for you. You don't. That's why I'm making this unconditional money-back guarantee. If for any reason you're not satisfied with my Master Trader course, I'll refund every penny. That's right. I take all the risk, and you get all the benefit. Go to the homepage at tfnn.com and sign up today.
Here's what people are saying about Tiger TV.
Let's go to John in Tampa. Hey, John, what's going on?
Hi, Tom. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great. You having a good day out there?
A wonderful day. I love your Tiger TV. I watch it every day. I'm like a kid in a candy store.
Oh, man, I appreciate you out there watching it. How long have you been watching the Tiger TV?
I'm watching almost a month now, and it's wonderful.
It's pretty cool, isn't it?
Oh, yes, it's cool. You see the charts and everything. Thanks so much for the hard work.
Tiger TV, a great news service from TFNN.com. This segment is brought to you by Goldfields. For more information, just click the Goldfields banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. 877-927-6648. Dow's up 53, S&P's up 6, and we're going back out to Canada, Vancouver, British Columbia. We're going out to our man Rick, and we're going to take a look at potash, ticker symbol POT. So tell me when you're going to buy this thing.
Well, you got to remember this thing is based in Canada, so the currency does affect.
Okay.
Quite a bit.
Okay.
Well, I'm looking for a trade right now. It looks to me like it might go to 42 or something like that in the U.S. I'm actually looking at. I'd probably buy it in Canada, but I'm just looking at it.
Yes.
And the volumes are looking good today. And secondly, I don't know if this stock's going to be a flight to quality, but a lot of the potash stocks have not been rallying with this market.
Yes, okay.
So anyway, I remember somebody phoning Tom a long time ago, and I think if you put it on a 4-year weekly you'll see around 37, I think it is, 38. There's a huge breakout area there.
Absolutely. Yeah, it looks beautiful. I mean, I'd love to be able to, I'd love to see this thing pull all the way back into that 35 buck area, because at 35, when I take a look at a breakout, the actual breakout candle on a weekly basis, it's huge. Because you talk about wide price spread, Rick, it goes from a low of 36.82 up to 49.91. That's big price spread.
It is.
That's some big money. Now, folks, when I take a look at breakout candles, what I'll do is look to the trading session just before that, where you had lighter volume, or depends on, it could be several trading sessions before that. And if you go to the trading session the week before on August 13th, the low there is 35.48. Interestingly enough, Rick, if you just simply did a normal Fibonacci retracement from the lows of July of 2010 all the way up to the highs that this thing put in February of 2011, that breakout area is the exact 0.786. So, whether or not it will actually come back to that weekly breakout area or not, it looks to me like it would be a nice buy, because you've got on the weekly chart, there's no volume out of this thing to the downside at all.
No.
It's really, that's why I take a look at it. Yes, it's moving down. You're making lower lows. You're making lower highs. But, can it make its way all the way back into that $35 area? I'm putting that on. I'm writing that down here right now. I'm putting that on my list.
Yeah. Another thing I like to do, too, is Mosaic, MOS in the U.S.
Okay.
CF, which is a huge mover.
Right.
And AGU and IPI. These are all, a lot of times they follow each other kind of like geese.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, absolutely. Now, have you traded potash?
Yeah, I've traded it before. I was short a couple times. We're talking a while back. I was actually offside. It ended up breaking even, but
yeah,
it's a mover. These things can really move, like a lot of stocks, of course.
Yeah,
But,
the shorter term trade setup, what it has done, it's made a 1.272 expansion of a swing point today. That swing point going back from the February 14th low up to the high on February 22nd. And volume-wise right now, it's trading below the most recent low, which was out there from March 7th. That had 5 million shares, 5.5. And today, you've already done 2 million shares in an hour's time. So it looks to me like the price move to the downside is probably not over. I mean, it's stopping at a normal area, that 1.272 expansion. But it looks to me like this still wants to trade, a bit lower. And now what could hold it up is the high volume bar going back to December 22nd. But looks to me like it at least wants to get down to, maybe 42.08, 42. Really what you were talking about, out there. But my preference would be to trade this thing if it could pull all the way back to that breakout.
Exactly.
And that's the way to trade, because at that stage, even though I take a look at risking 1% and I use average true ranges for my stops, it's still where the best trade where your back is really up against the wall.
Yeah.
At some point. Hey, how's your dad doing?
He's pretty stable, actually.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
No, he's doing well. Yeah.
Glad to hear it. Now, let's see. We should have hockey playoffs coming up in the next, when would that start?
I think there's about 14, 15 games left. Yeah.
Is there? Okay.
That's a brutal schedule they have.
Yeah, it is. It is.
And the game has got unbelievably faster. Athletes now train all year long, whereas 30 years ago when it was time off, it was time off.
No, no, it's like that in every sport, because you've got folks that are just simply, finding a way in order to take themselves to, another level, to create a new standard. And it's a good thing. It's a good thing. Hey, Rick, thanks so much for calling. You bet. Have a great day. 877-927-6648. Still haven't heard from anybody who also owned a Motorola brick. I can't be the only person out there, folks. Give me a call. We'll be right back.
Hi, folks. This is Tom O'Brien. If you want to get great trade setups in equity as well as the option market, come over to TFNN.com and test drive my daily newsletter, Market Insights, for 2 weeks absolutely free. Each trade setup comes with a profit projection as well as stop placement. Included in Market Insights is a Twitter alert service. This allows you to take advantage of intraday setups. Volatility is back in the markets. What does that mean to you? To me, it spells short-term opportunity each and every day. The days of trending up on lighter volume are gone. We have come off the highs with volume across the globe. Don't get caught in a complacency trap. Many of the indices have given back 2 months of trading in 1 week. We have a trader's market. You can take advantage of this trader's market by test driving my daily newsletter, Market Insights, free for 2 weeks. Market Insights will give you the edge you're looking for in the markets. Go to TFNN.com, under newsletter, hit the Market Insight tab for your 2-week free test drive right here, right now.
In just December of last year, the price of gold was down over 10%. In today's highly volatile gold market, you need someone in your corner that understands the complex relationships that exist within the price of gold, as well as within a variety of gold equities. Whether it's the South African gold miners and knowing how the Rand-dollar relationship will affect their bottom line, or understanding how John Paulson's $5 billion trade in the GLD can move the market, Tom O'Brien gives you the direction you need to become a better trader each week in his newsletter, The Gold Report. With over 20 individual equities covered and almost another 20 on the potential watch list each week, in addition to covering the XAU, HUI, GLD, and dollar, The Gold Report is a great source for any trader that is looking to be diversified in today's volatile gold market. For your 30-day free trial to Tom O'Brien's Gold Report, log on to TFNN.com today. Don't miss out on this great offer. Act now.
What type of investor are you? Conservative, moderate, or aggressive? No matter your investor personality, your overall portfolio should reflect your financial goals, time horizon, and your risk tolerance. Help ensure your portfolio is appropriately invested with an asset allocation plan from Morgan Stanley Smith Barney. Simply picking the right stocks is not enough. Research has shown that choosing the right proportion of stocks, bonds, and cash is essential to the success of your long-term investments. Morgan Stanley Smith Barney believes that a carefully selected portfolio can lower volatility and increase investment return potential. Find out about what asset allocation and a Morgan Stanley Smith Barney financial advisor can do for you. Call Angela O'Brien, First Vice President and Certified Financial Planner of the Clearwater, Florida branch at 727-441-6108 today to discuss your personal financial needs. Asset allocation does not assure a profit or protect against loss in declining financial markets. Investments and services are offered through Morgan Stanley Smith Barney, LLC. Member SIPC.
In the world of financial markets, there's a new player in town with an exciting new way to trade the markets. Nadex now offers binary options as well as bull spreads in a wide range of indices along with commodity and forex markets. With as little as $100, you can gain access to a new way to trade global financial markets while guaranteeing that your risk will always be capped. Nadex allows you to multiply your trading opportunities in ways never imagined before and access markets you once thought were out of reach. With short-term trading opportunities available, including binary options expiring each hour the market is open, Nadex allows you to take advantage of a variety of market conditions regardless of volatility or market direction. Now is the time to take advantage of this exciting new market. Don't let this trading opportunity pass you by. Open your account today by clicking on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Nadex, a better way to trade.
This segment is brought to you by Crocodile Gold. For more information, just click the Crocodile Gold banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. 877-927-6648. Dow trading up 59 points right now. S&P's up 7. Composite up 18. And inside the den, they're reminiscing about phones, if you will. And we're going to go out to Pittsburgh. We're going to talk to Tom in Pittsburgh. We're going to see what his first cellular phone was. Tom, how are you doing today?
Pretty good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Did you own a Motorola Brick?
Yes, I did.
You did?
Yep.
Oh, weren't those things amazing?
Well, I loved them. I said, wow, I can take this thing in the car.
Exactly.
Didn't have to be attached to the car. It was in its own case.
Exactly.
It cost me $349.
For the phone?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. That was pretty cheap. I think I paid more for that thing when that thing came out.
Yeah, I got on sale. But that was back in March of '92.
Yeah, absolutely. And you couldn't. It was not. You wouldn't leave that behind. That was a centerpiece on a desk.
Well, yeah, it was. And for a long time, it sat on my dresser.
Yeah, especially if you had the extended battery, folks. I mean, it really turned it into a brick. They had two batteries. One was just kind of what they would call slim, but slim is just kind of just a frame of reference, if you will. And then they had the real battery pack. And that thing was like, but it was still smaller than my first cell phone, if you will. Pretty amazing technology, isn't it? How it changes so rapidly. Yeah, how it changes so rapidly. And even you take a look at the tools that we're able to use today, in trading. You can pay attention to everything that's going on around the markets. So much information that is available to you. And to me, it's a beautiful thing. So you wanted to look at TZA.
I went into the TZA this morning.
Okay. All right.
Which should I? This market has me baffled. The dollar's up and the market's up.
Yes. Well, now the dollar's up, the market's up, and I covered a little bit of that in the first show. The correlation of the price movement with regard to the dollar and the movement still is in place. There's never been a correlation where I can say if the dollar's going to be up 1 point, then the market would be down X number of points. And so
I understand.
Yeah, sometimes there's that disconnect. In fact, the very first chart that I looked at this morning was to understand, because I knew the dollar was up. up. I knew the currencies were down, and it's just trying to see if I could identify some type of divergence there. And there wasn't. The divergence was just simply, at about 11 o'clock at night last night, there was just simply a huge movement. So maybe for a period of time, a small period of time, there was a little bit of divergence. But, on par, they were traveling, in sync with each other. And so here's my take, if you will, as a fresh look, and I always want to be able to take a fresh look at a screen. And the TZA from a short side is the sector to be, is the index to be, and that's the small caps, folks. And the TZA is just simply an inverse vehicle to be able to play. It's a triple, but that doesn't. If you learn how to play the triple, it's no different than playing a single, if you will. You just want to make sure that you understand your position size and your stop management. But the TZA, or the small caps, the IWM, the Russell 2000, isn't going to be what's going to be leading the market down. It's leading it from the standpoint of being the weak player in there, and so from a short standpoint, you're always looking for weakness. If you're going to go long, you want to be able to find strength out there. And so what the small caps need is they need some players, they need some other tests out there, in my opinion. The first place where you might take a look at would be the SPYs. And the SPYs right now are trading up over the February 29 swing point. That swing point's 138.19, and you're trading at 138.46. So what you want to see today is you want to see a failure, meaning you want to see a close back below 138.19 on less than 185 million shares. Now, in the first hour of trading, you've done 30 million shares. So it's, if you just simply do straight line math, it's got about 180 million shares, straight lined right now. So there is, a little bit of juice inside the SPYs. But we know that during the first half hour, the first hour is going to have typically more volume than what we're going to see over the course of the next 3 hours, 3 or 4 hours.
So you said 138.19 on how much?
On less than 185.622. Anything less than 185 million. Now, if it's 184 million, it's technically a test, but you still have a little bit too much energy, up at that level. So if the SPYs close above that, that says that the TZA trade or the shorting the small caps is a little bit suspect. So then you move over to your next area, and your next area is going to be the Qs. Well, the Qs are also up above March 2nd. March 2nd, the high there is 65.08. You're trading out at 65.50, and you gapped up this morning inside, so you have to respect gaps. If you will. The SPYs have gapped up a bit, and it's the second gap here on this leg up. You had a gap as it was coming off of the lows last week. On Tuesday, we made a low. Wednesday, it bounced a bit, and then on light volume, it gapped up actually on March the 9th. So what you'd like to be able to also see on the strength inside the marketplace, would be the Qs. The ideal test would be 65, a close below 65.08. On less than 33 million. If you take a look at the first hour of trading, you've done 14 million. So there is absolutely, there's absolutely some strength, inside the Qs right now. And, and what's that all about? Well, today it's all about Apple, Wynn, a number of other stocks inside the Qs. But you don't have to, if you got the signal on the SPYs, you'd be in pretty decent shape. I'd say the other signal you'd be looking for really would be the top line number, right? That would be the diamonds. And if you look at February 29th on the diamonds, you're looking at a high of 130.37. You're trading at 130.28 right now. It has not gotten up to that level. It's gotten only up to 130.30. You've done 1.2 million shares, and what your benchmark is, Tom, on February 29th is 7.7 million shares. So that one right now is a little bit of a toss-up from a volume standpoint. So you'd love to see the diamonds fail on price and volume. You'd love to see the SPYs fail on price and volume. And then what that does is it doesn't give you certainty about the TZA trade, but it sure would be nice. And for the TZA, for the IWM to get up and test the 0.786 area, which is a bit higher than where you're at, that'd be about the 82.26 area. So it'd be about 20 cents higher than where it's at right now. That would just be a normal move. Now, what you want to see on the small caps is you want to see the small caps get back. I gave you two things to look at. You'd like to see the small caps get back below 82.15. That is the swing point going back to March 9th. That had 61 million shares out there. and today you've done 10 million shares. So you're going to see volume-wise, if volume falls off the cliff, which it certainly can in the next several hours or so, you'd like to see it close back below that area on the small caps, and that's what you would be looking for.
All right.
Does that help you?
Okay. Yeah, and also, Thursday, was it Apogee or Perigee?
Well, that was actually on Saturday. So that actually came in on Saturday, I think it was like around 5 or so in the morning. And so, if you were using that lunar phase, you would be looking at either the close of Friday or the close of Friday or the open on the futures market Sunday night.
Okay.
All righty.
All right.
All right. Hey, thanks for calling and owning up to the fact that you too owned a Motorola brick.
All right. Thanks, Steve.
You bet. Have a great day, folks. Now, folks, I am when I take a look at this market here, and I look at celestial aspects, lunar aspects, if you will, but I use those more from timing standpoints and, just simply to understand what's going on in the markets. I am a longer-term outlook bull, intermediate-term bull. And on the short term, I'm going to go ahead and pull up something here from the newsletter just to go ahead and share that with you so you can kind of get a feel for some of the things that I'm taking a look at. And it's this chart right here. Basil, if you listen to Basil's show, I know he uses on-balance volume fairly often. And I pay attention to it. This is just a little bit, on-balance volume was invented by a guy named Joe Granville. And what I've got here is taking a look at the S&P 500. Hopefully you're following us on Tiger TV. And when I'm taking a look, I'm looking for, patterns that are out there. To me, it's all about pattern trading and utilizing tools to help us understand what's going on inside the markets and where you can find some divergences. This that I'm looking at here is a little bit of a slight variation on Joe Granville's take on balance volume. But what you can see here, what I am showing you is I'm showing you as the on-balance volume is making these V shapes, if you will, at the bottoms. And what I'm doing is I'm also showing you the swing points, which we're showing areas where you made a low in the marketplace. And, to me, whether markets are going up or down on light volume, I'm always looking for ways to be able to tie things together. Just like I was doing there for Tom as he was taking a look at the TZA trade, I think it's important to take a look at other correlations that are going on out there. Well, when you take a look at each of these blue lines that I have coming down, or just simply taking a look at the trend line, of this on-balance volume area, and you can see that, number one, at the bottom of the V, it indicated that might be a short-term bottoming area. This is kind of an intermediate indicator, if you will, and that when you got a real confirmation of it is when you closed up above it. And if you take a look at where we're at right now, what we're coming into right now, you can see, we're taking a look at the lows that would have come in here on March the 6th, and you can see, I've got another V that has formed. Here is the larger blow-up of that area. But what we haven't done is you can take a look at the blown up area of this red line or this red line over here. You haven't closed up through it. So it's going to be important for me in my work in taking a look at the potential shift in the marketplace as to how this area here is handled. So thought I would go ahead and share that with you as well. Let's go to Rick in Las Vegas. Rick, thanks for calling. Thanks for holding. How are you today?
Steve, it's DIA Ricky from Aurora, Colorado. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing great. I don't know why it says Las Vegas. A Las Vegas high. I'm doing great. Thanks for calling.
Well, I'm here for March Madness for the opening of the tournament. I thought I would.
Are you really?
Yeah, I thought I'd give you and Tom a call every morning here and let you know what's going on in Vegas. And
hey, perfect. Now,
cooking.
Now, where are you going to? Now, that is a. I would have to say that's one of my favorite time periods. Used to be, and I used to be out in Vegas every other week. I would say that during March Madness and the Super Bowl were probably my two most favorite times to be out in Las Vegas. Do you always go out there for March Madness?
Yeah. And I'm meeting another buddy here from Denver. We come out, we watch all the ball games through Saturday, then we get out of here. We'll try a couple parlays. We're going to check up on our futures bets on the NHL hockey teams that we got, and
cool.
Just get out of Denver for a little bit, go to a little bit warmer weather, and have a little bit of fun.
Oh, that's great. Well, look, if you can't have fun in that city, then give me a call. I'll help you out. But so now I always enjoyed watching. It was almost more so was listening to the moans and groans, if you will, from the poker room in the Mirage. And the sports book was right around the corner, or is right around the corner from the sports book. Where do you like watching the games from?
Well, we're either going to be at the Mirage, which is my favorite. It's the best viewing thing, or we'll just have to see. My friend Jamie will be flying in tomorrow. He got some sort of a last-minute cool package at the Wynn, but I'm calling you right now from the coolest four corners in Vegas, where you have the Golden Nugget on my right, the Queens across the street, the Fremont on the other corner, and Binion's right here.
Yeah, I love it. I love that. And that area, folks, quite a few years ago, I guess about 15 years ago, maybe more, they created this little downtown environment where they put this canopy running up and down the street right down there. And that is a very cool area of town for sure. And
this is the best time of day to get to Vegas, when the desert's just waking up, the sun's just rising, and
absolutely,
it's I think about 56 degrees here, and just going to be awesome. It's going to be in the mid-70s here all week, so it's perfect weather.
Now, are you a golfer by any chance?
Well, I am, but we don't. We didn't come here to play golf, but what we might do is try to see if we can get on it just to hit some balls at the driving range at that Wynn golf course.
Ah, okay. Now, hey, since you're out there for March Madness, you're our March Madness expert. So you got to give the audience, you got to give me some picks here. So, in fact, I'll make sure that I have my schedule so that when you next call in, we can take a look at it. But who are you picking to go all the way through, or what two teams do you think as they come out of the brackets? What is the what's the finals that we're looking at?
I got some bad news for you. All the number one seeds are going to go down this year.
Oh, they are. Oh, well, is Duke a number one or number two? I think they're a number 2 seed, aren't they?
I don't even know.
Oh, but you just know you're not going to bet on a number 1 seed. Oh, I love it.
Oh, no. Well, for some of the bracket stuff, we'll go ahead and do it. But I got a sneaking suspicion that some of these higher seeds, are going to run rampant. Florida State's got an awesome ball team.
They do,
and I really like this Virginia Commonwealth. And it's unfortunate that my other little sleeper team, Oral Roberts, got to the NIT. They didn't get a bid, so they're not going to be in it.
That's too bad. Yeah, Florida State, their coach is kind of a cool, calm, collected guy, which I think then also transfers over to the team. And, they had a couple of opportunities to kind of give it away. But, Rick, thanks so much for calling. I'll have my picks with me, and I want to hear tomorrow. I want to hear who you're picking to go all the way, all righty?
Absolutely. Make sure to say hi to Tom.
Will do. Take care. Have a great day.
Okay, take care.
Folks, you got the Dow up 67 points. S&P's up 8. We'll be right back.
Are you looking for a precision edge in the market? Something that can stack the odds in your favor? Then look into Larry Pesavento's new trading newsletter, Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind. In each weekly issue, Larry explains what's going to happen in the markets based on the pattern he sees developing and gives you actionable trade ideas based on those patterns. Plus, you'll get his detailed analysis on a variety of markets and sectors, including stocks, treasury bonds, the gold market, oil, the dollar, the forex market, and more. And you'll get the Technical Corner segment, which is a short but powerful weekly training session on trading. You'll get access to all the patterns Larry is seeing in the markets, plus the Astro Harmonics and powerful Bradley stock market model that Larry utilizes for less than $5 a day. An extremely potent combination that will give you just the edge you've been looking for. Try Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind absolutely free for 2 weeks. Go to tfnn.com and click on the free trial link at the top of the page. That's an $85 value, yours free when you register right now. Get Larry's Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind and get the edge you've been looking for.
At Tiger Metal Exchange, we pay you more for converting your jewelry to cash.
Let's go to Brian in New Jersey. Hey, Brian, what's going on?
Hey, Tom, I just want to let you know I did give you some jewelry. My jeweler offered me about $650. I should get a check in the mail tomorrow for about $1,200.
At Tiger Metal Exchange, it's all about honesty when converting your jewelry to cash.
Okay, let's go to Paul in Florida first. Hey, Paul, what's going on?
I want to commend you on the Tiger Metal Exchange. I just did a deal with you guys the other day.
Oh, good.
And very happy.
Well, I appreciate it. Now, did you sell us jewelry, or did you buy coins off us?
I sold you jewelry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
What we weighted at was less than you guys said, so, you're totally honest.
At Tiger Metal Exchange, we give you the tools to value your gold, and it's absolutely free. Call 866-618-8888 or log on to TigerMetalExchange.com. We've created the easiest, safest, and most honest cash for gold process. Tiger Metal Exchange. It's the only call you need to make.
Would you like to discover the next great tech stock? David White, TFNN's technology guru, has just launched his new newsletter, The Technology Insider. In his newsletter, David will be looking for those shining stars that may turn into the next Apple, Microsoft, or Cisco. David combines his technology background as a software programmer with his market skills as a successful professional trader to give you this unique newsletter. We're on the verge of the next great tech run. With the Technology Insider, you'll be in front of the run-up and not lagging behind. David is developing a long-term investment portfolio. Therefore, we're only offering the Technology Insider as an annual subscription with a remarkable price of only $395. That's right, for a little over $1 a day, you'll receive the fundamental technology wisdom and technical trading skills of the Technology Insider David White. What are you waiting for? Go to thefrontoftfnn.com, click on the link on the front page, sign up for your 2-week free trial, and become a Technology Insider today. Great Basin Gold is a mining company engaged in the exploration and development of 2 emerging gold properties in Nevada and South Africa with a total resource base of more than 23 million gold ounces. Great Basin's Burnstone mine in South Africa opened in February of this year with a resource of 20 million gold ounces, becoming the first mine to open in the historic Witwatersrand Basin in the last 30 years. The Burnstone mine is projected to have a 25-year mine life and is fully financed with production anticipated to be over 250,000 ounces per year at a cash cost of only $450 per ounce. The Hollister mine in Nevada became fully integrated in the 4th quarter of 2010 with annual production estimates of 110,000 ounces of gold per year over the 8-year mine life at a cash cost of only $527 per ounce. Great Basin Gold is cash flow positive and trades on the Toronto and New York stock exchanges under the symbol GBG.
Catch Kate Stalter on the Small Cap Roundup, Tuesdays and Thursdays, 11 a.m. Eastern. Up next on TFNN.
Welcome back, folks. 877-927-6648. Such a privilege to be here with you. Absolutely love it. The time just simply flies by. Hard to believe it's been almost 2 hours. 4 minutes to go, but please stay tuned because coming up next is Kate Stalter. Following Kate, we're going to go out to Victor Jones for the Options Hour. Then from 3 to 4, we've got Ken Shreve. I'll be filling in for Tom from 4 to 5. Kate will be back from 5 to 6. Absolutely a great lineup today, and thanks for all the calls. We absolutely, all of us as contributors here, we love hearing from folks out there. If we take a look at the markets, you've got the Dow trading up 77 points right now. S&P's up 9, Composite up 22, Russell up about 6%. Russell, NASDAQ leading the charge up 0.76%. You've got the VIX trading off at 1462. That's down about 7%. That's down a buck, if you will. If we take a look at widely traded equities out there, we can go over to Citigroup. They're up 3% today, trading up $1.04 out at 35.32. Right behind it, you've got Goldman Sachs up 3%, a little over 3%. They're up $3.70. J.P. Morgan, they're up 40. They're trading up 82 cents. That's up 2%. Bank of America, they're up 13 ticks, $1.69. In fact, we should go take a look at the XLF because what I've named off there are a bunch of banks, if you will, financials. You've also got Microsoft trading up 26 cents. You do have, looks like Intel up 39 cents. That's up 1.5. In fact, as long as I've got Intel up here on the screen, we'll do that. Then we'll go take a look at the XLF. So much to look at. So if we take a look at Intel, absolutely being one of the stronger performing stocks out there. It is taking on its highs from February 17th. The high out there, 27.50. You're trading right now at 27.39. That is the high of the trading session. Now, we come back and we take a look at volume on Intel, what we're going to see is the volume going to that date of February 17th was 74 million shares. What you have done so far in the first hour and a half of trading is 9.7 million shares. So you have a 9.7, or 2 hour, hour and a half. 9.7 versus 74. If I do my math correctly, it's going to fall short on a volume standpoint. So, with Intel being a flyer out there, that is something that you want to, what you'd prefer to do is you'd prefer for Intel not to get up to the 2750 and stop just before that if it doesn't have the volume, because you don't necessarily want to see Intel trying to get up and over and fail on price. Now, what is that going into? It's not all-time highs. It's going back to swing points, going back to December of 2007. I said let's go take a look at the sectors inside the spiders. Let's go take a look at the XLF out there. XLF right now, we know we've got this Tiger Gartley sell pattern. It's in the 1481 range. You're trading right now out at 1505. Volume inside the XLF is 23 million shares. 23 million shares is, if we go back, let's see, when did the XLF put its high in? March 1st. It was at 1497. March 1st, you did 66 million shares, 23. So it's got the juice. The XLF does have the juice, and if these markets are going to move higher, they're going to need the XLF to pull it along. So we'll come back and we'll take a look at the XLF certainly during the 4 to 5 session. What else is it going to need? It's going to need the energy sector, the XLE. The XLE has actually been weak over the last, more than a week, if you will, out there. XLE trading out, it looks like at 73.93 right now. And the XLE may be making an A to B equals CD down, folks. Thanks so much for joining me. I'll look forward to seeing you at 4 o'clock this afternoon. If not, 9 a.m. sharp tomorrow. I might be a little blurry-eyed. I heard the Moody Blues were in town, and I think I'll go scalp a ticket after tonight's shows. Take care, folks. Bye-bye now.
Put the power of the Chapman Wave methodology to work for you. No matter what market you trade, what time frame you trade in, or your trading style, the Opening Call, Basil Chapman's daily market newsletter, is bursting with the information and trades you need to become a more successful trader.
I've been using Basil Chapman's Chapman Wave methodology for several years now. His Chapman Wave can be used for any time period for not only equities, but futures, currencies, commodities. I've been also a subscriber of his Opening Call, which I find an invaluable tool to help me analyze the potential of the market each day. He gives you opportunities to go short and long. It includes recommendations on stocks. I strongly recommend people using the Chapman Wave, and I very, very strongly support the use of his Opening Call.
To find out more about Basil Chapman and his Chapman Wave methodology, and to get your 2-week free trial of the Opening Call, a $64 value, visit tfnn.com today.